Peymon who?
Mata Heyday.
Peymon Lata Heyday. Who is he?
Never paid taxes in 30 years. Fought the U.S. tax court and won.
See, I believe our rights come from God, not from government.
Hello to my truth and freedom-seeking friends. I am Peymon Motahede, the president of Freedom Law School, which I created in 1996. And for over 30 years, I have not filed or paid any federal income or payroll taxes, and helped Americans like you do the same legally and safely. In this presentation, I will talk about that topic in the news now, that Trump is firing 7,000 or so IRS employees, and why you need to celebrate and join our movement to defund the Washington, D.C. swamp at this time. Here's the headlines coming up. IRS prepares to lay off thousands of workers, came out February 14, 2025. Here's another one, says IRS plans to lay off 7,000 probationary workers beginning Thursday. Okay, according to the sources of AP. Okay, that is what they claim is going to be happening as of February 19th, 2025. And then here we are, up to 15,000 IRS probationary workers expected to be axed in the middle of the tax season, okay, amid DOGE cuts. Well, the IRS will lay off as many as 15,000 employees. Well, we'll see how that goes, Well, let's go to the taxpayer advocate. This is part of the government that reports on the IRS and the status of the American people affected by it. A report to Congress. Here's a 2024 report, and here's what they say about a most serious problem IRS has, okay? Hiring. The IRS has continuing challenges, okay, in employee recruitment, hiring, training, and retention are hindering its ability to achieve whatever transformational change in tax service and tax administration. They don't mention that they cannot harass you, okay? They have to leave you alone because they do not have enough employees. And here, the report further gives us more detail that although Congress provided multi-year funding in 2022 to address these issues, IRS success hinges on its ability to recruit, hire, train, and retain a skilled workforce. That is very key. They cannot just throw people in there to the job because they got to be properly trained to do an effective job, whatever that job may be. Again, another most serious problem, number 4 IRS has, is telephone and in-person service. Despite improvements in its service levels, the IRS still does not have or provide taxpayers and tax professionals with adequate, timely, and telephone in-person service. They cannot even answer the phone calls enough times. Do you think they have time to audit you, mess with you, especially if you do not file a 1040 form? Of course, they do not have enough resources and people to do so. And here's another important piece of information about the IRS. The typical investment in an employee takes at least 3 years. Yeah. And assumes the IRS has experienced frontline managers, senior managers, or executives with experience or bandwidth to provide the support and training necessary for the new employees. Over 3 years, assuming they have competent people at the management to begin with, which the IRS does not have those, okay? This is a failing communist organization, okay? Here we are. This is some of the things that IRS need to improve upon. I'm not going to read about it. You can come back and focus on this page. IRS is failing in all these critical areas to find good help, because any dummy on the street cannot do the job. They gotta find quality people, and that is very hard for the IRS to do, to find and keep those quality people. Look at this chart from the Tax Advocate Report. Shows the number of IRS employees every year from 2012 to 2024. In 2012 was about 90,000 people. It went down from 2017 to 19, about 74,000. And look, by 2024, about 100,000 people, new young people. But they are now being forced to fire a lot of these new people that they got. And this shows what the IRS employees are doing. Okay, you see on the left, the big blue area, that is taxpayer services, answering the phone calls of the people. Okay, on the bottom right, the teal color, 24,000. That's about 25% of IRS is small business, self-employed people. Okay, you notice there's none for the employees. Why? Because for employees, your employer, he's the IRS, stealing your money up front and forcing you to file a 1040 confession form to get a little bit of it back from the IRS. Okay? So, here we go. Now let's go further. Here is another problem IRS has, that there is an industry-wide decline in accounting graduates. That's right. There's a significant decline in accounting graduates in America with bachelor's degree. So there's less accountants to be hired to begin with to audit and harass you in the first place. And let's go look at this beautiful chart from the report about IRS levies, liens, and seizures 2010 and 14. Look how this is just going down. It was close to 4 million levies back in 2011, and now for the last few years it's crashed to about 300,000 levies or forced taking out bank accounts and paychecks of people. Here's another report from previous IRS, the Tax Advocate Report, showing more exact numbers, how levies, this dark green line, has gone down by over 90%, from 3.7 million to only about 300,000. IRS is in deep trouble. This communist entity has been around in its aggressive form since the 1950s. Now, after over 60 years, now there's been 2 different generational shifts. New people, new staff, and IRS is going down, 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 just like the former communist Soviet Union. Used to be, the KGB, the thugs, will kill you if you resist the tyranny of Joseph Stalin. And IRS used to be aggressive. No more. Back in the 1960s, the KGB Soviet Union started going down because there was no opposition. And the IRS has been sleeping on the job now for over 2 decades. And since 2011, there's a clear, demonstrated, as you saw, drop in IRS power in every way you can conceive of. So all we have to do is come together as Americans, stop paying our hard-earned money to the crooks in Washington, D.C., headed by the IRS, and defund the swamp. Trump is trying to, and Doge are trying to clean up the corruption from the top. You and I from the bottom. We're going to clean out the swamp by not giving them your hard-earned money, my friends, okay? Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org and learn why, based on government's official legal websites, 99% of Americans are not required to file and pay federal income or payroll taxes. And you're going to lose your fear of the IRS if you, again, educate yourself how you've been brainwashed for decades to be afraid of the Wizard of Oz, the IRS, that the corrupt major media had built in for your mind. That's right. You've been programmed for decades to be afraid of the IRS, told to file early, put the rope around your neck when you file. Do it anyways, even if you don't want to, because we all been programmed for decades. I will free you of all that if you go to freedomlawschool.org. And better yet, you can stop income tax withholding from your paychecks for free. If you go there to freedomlawschool.org, on the right, here it is, free yourself from income tax withholding. Okay? And you learn why IRS has left non-filers alone. If you don't file 1040 forms since 16, IRS has officially chosen to leave you alone and focus its energy and power, whatever there is, on people who file 1040 income tax confession forms and put the rope around their own neck. You won't be one of those people, folks, okay? It's so bad for the IRS that in May 2020, IRS's auditors told the IRS, okay, to go after 100 richest income tax non-filers who each would owe the IRS $100 million. Easy. Go after these guys for easy $10 billion. But the IRS is so broken, disorganized, lazy, and irresponsible. They're just freeloaders, just like federal government workers most of them are freeloaders, that the IRS refused to commit to going after these extremely rich, high-income non-filers. They could not even spare 10 agents to go after 100 people that each owe the IRS $100 million. So you, my friends, IRS will leave you alone if you stop filing income tax. And if you're worried, don't worry. You can do that on your own if you want to, or with Freedom Law School and our guarantee behind you, if that is what you want. If you have the spirit of America's founding fathers, get together like them, put your money where your mouth is, okay? Okay? You could have the privilege of 100% guarantee by joining the Restore Freedom Plan, and you have a 100% guarantee. You will not go to prison. IRS will not take any of your money. We'll do all the work for you. And if they take your money, guess what? Whether it's $10,000 or $10 million or more, we will reimburse you everything IRS took from you and make you whole. You have nothing to be afraid of. And what you want to do is tell everybody about Freedom Law School. Tell your coworkers, tell your family members, okay? Anybody you know about our plan to educate Americans to be free and restore freedom in America. So with that, your choice is to choose freedom. You've been a slave, deceived all your life? No more. You can be free if you go to freedomlawschool.org. And when you drive to and from work or errands around town, put your smartphone up in your car, let it play, listen while you watch your roads. And when you're done driving, at lunch at work, home at dinner, now you watch the video one more time and listen, and you see, oh wow, this is easier than I thought. It's so easy. And you can be 100% protected with our assistance if you want, or do it on your own for free. So freedomlawschool.org is your road to freedom. Go there now, freedomlawschool.org, and start living a free life. And together, we have America, be a free country. once again.